Well, how do there, chums? Tis I, Captain of Prestige, and today, chums, it's a Members Monday Mooch, and we're going to be looking at my laptop and my laptop specifications and whether it can run Starfield. I nearly said Star Citizen. Yeah, because funny thing is, people, we'll check the actual performance of Star Citizen compared to Starfield. I think you'll be quite surprised. Anyway, let's jump on over. Let's get into the old shenanigans, people. So here we go, over on the Tinterwebs. I'll be hitting up this poll in a minute. Which way is it? That way. But I don't know which way to bloody point. This is weird. It's over there anyway. It's over that way. Coolio. Well, anyway, we've got quite a few people here. Who was first in? Let's just scroll on up and see who's first in. Not a Vampire was first in. Oh, shall we put Winamps on? I think we better put on some Winamps, people. Let's get some Winamps up, shall we? So there we go. Oh, on screen. There we are. Content creation. Winamps. There we go. Come on, Winamps. Where are you? Took a little while to appear, but there it is. Over there. Let's just put it underneath me. Let's put it there. And hit play. Chickaboom. Oh, lovely. We have tunes. Anyways, people, yeah, so Not a Vampire was first in. Salutamondo. I'd love to come to the meetup, but I'll be playing Starfield and travelling. That far exceeds my financial health abilities. Fair enough, Not a Vampire. I mean, the No Man's Sky meetup is going to be the bank holiday weekend, the last weekend of August. And then, yeah, Starfield drops. Just after the meetup. Yeah, interesting times, people, interesting times. Anyways, let's jump on over to Tinterweb. So I put this out. I put looking at my laptop specifications and the min and recommended for Starfield and not being fully versed with the latest cards, etc. Will my laptop run the game, and if so, how well? And I've got my laptop link there. But this is my laptop spec at the top. So I've got a Dell Alienware M15R2, and it's got an Intel Core i7 97050H, 16 gigabytes of RAM, 1 terabyte SSD, and it's got a GeForce RTX 2070 Max Q. I don't know what Max Q is all about. In fact, I don't know what a lot of all that's about, to be honest. Last time I built a PC was back in the old Millennium days, and I had like a dual CPU machine. Yeah, I know, it was freaking flash. Really was awesome. Oh, lovely bit of Ribenas going on there, people, in my old merch glass. It's quite a nice merch glass, this pint glass. If you're looking for some tasty glasses for the old summers, highly recommend that one. Not being biased, it's got my logos all plastered all over it. Anyway, let's scroll on down. So I pinned this comment by a Game Curitan, because I think this was probably one of the most helpful of messages that I got. I usually use a site called Can You Run It? Well, I've got it open on a tab up there, people. We're going to be hitting that up in a minute. You tell it the game you want to play, and it tells you if your system is good to go. Starfield is on there now. Thank you, Game Curaton. We had quite a lot of other people sounding off, asking if their machine will run. Well, what I would say to you, Gumbo, go and hit up this site. Give it a go yourself and see whether your machine can run it. Fuck yes. We've got Solid Moon as well. Did similar with my old gaming laptop, trying to play Spider-Man Remastered. So my main concern, people, with my laptop is I think it's going to be able to play it on the minimum spec. But what I'm worried about, peeps, is it going to be able to play it, and am I going to be able to stream it at the same time using Streamlabs? You know, I don't think there is a benchmark test for that. But I am thinking if it does struggle, I might be able to get away with upping the RAM, maybe take it all the way up to say like 64. But to do that, that's going to cost me 180 quid. 180 freaking pounds to update the RAM in it just to see whether it'll run, and then it might not even freaking run. So scrolling down anyway, some people have suggested that I try using just get myself an Xbox, you know, get the Xbox Series X. Some people say Xbox Series S even, you know, but yeah, get the Xbox Series X. Now, I did a lot of to and fro in from one chappie, 18 replies. Neil Daniels, sorry mate. But yeah, we done the old to and fro. We done the old to and fro on, you know, should I get an Xbox Series X? Now, considering that I spent 900 quid on this laptop just like, 2 years ago, during pandemic when things were super expensive, I mean, let's face it. But it's a good bloody laptop. And I would like to hope that it's going to at least play Starfield on par with the Xbox Series S. you know. But then I want to get the full version of Starfield, you know, pay the actual 100 quids so I can play it like 6 days early, because all the other content creators are going to be playing it 6 days early, aren't they? Let's face it. So it'd be nice to sort of jump in and sort of get a little slice of that pie and maybe bring a little bit of Starfield to my channel and branch my channel out a little bit more. And it is an investment. You know, I do get paid AdSense, I do get revenue. It is something that I could invest in, especially to bring new content to my actual channel. So I think it's something that I might have to do the plunge with, but it's not really something that I really wanted to fork out for. I mean, I could just buy it for my PC. That's a question, people. If I buy it for my PC for 100 freaking notes, yeah, and get the early access, all that sort of shenanigans, if I do buy an Xbox Series X, can I then just play it for free on the Xbox Series X? Can I use whatever I pay for on Steam on Xbox Series X? Since it's both sort of Microsoft, I don't know how it works. Let us know in the comments, people. Would I have to go and spend out again on it? That'll be a bit of a shite. But what I'm thinking is, if I make the plunge, buy it for my PC, play it anyway in whichever state that I can, and see how it goes. That's pretty much, it's kind of where I am with it. Anyway, let's jump on over to can I run it? All right. So here you go. I'm on the front page here, lovely jubbly, and over on the side here, there's Starfield, third in the list. So let's just hit Starfield, chicka-pow. And then all I need to do is click can I run it, and it should. It hasn't got the button there now. Click to see recommended computer, check prices, because I've already done it. But when you do it the first time, let me see if I can close it. CanIRunIt.com. Let's just do it again from scratch. Dum dum dum. Can you run it? Chicka-pow. John McNone. He just dropped me a super chat. 50 freaking quid, John McNone? Are you freaking mental? Okay, right, holy fudge. Have fun. Well, fudging heck. Well, I could probably find an Xbox Series X on eBay, second hand, for around 300 quid. A few more super chats like that, I might as well freaking grab one. Freaking mental. Well, Slutamundo, thank you very much. John McNone, that's so helpful. Right, anyway, let's jump on in. And let's try that again. So let's hit Starfield. Let's see if it comes up again. No, but before it said, can I run it? You click it and it just installed this little sort of like application. And it just went really quickly and it works out your machine spec for you. And you can see here, minimum, yes, I've got a green tick. Yep, so that's lovely. Recommended, not so much. I fall just slightly short on the recommended sort of area of stuffage, people inside the viewerverse. So what you need to do is jump on over here, install the little bit of tech. It says that it doesn't harvest any of your personal details, just your technical details, and throws it up. So it's pretty cool. It's on Game Pass day one, £10 a month for subscription, says Dutch66. Oh, so if I did get an Xbox and get Game Pass, I'd be able to play it for free on day one. You say day one, it's actually day 6 technically, because if you pay the 100 quid and you get the premium version of it or whatever it is, you get to play it on the 1st of September. If you don't pay that 100 quid, then yes, you have to wait till the 6th, and I'd imagine that's on Game Pass for free on the 6th. So it's one of those, paying 100 quid to have the privilege of playing it early. I have applied for one of the actual free keys, and I'm hoping to get a reply before now and before the cut-off for pre-order. We'll see how that goes. Oh, I'm a little bit silly. I left my mic over there, so hopefully that sounds a little bit better for you now. It probably sounded a bit tinny before. I won't worry too much. It's a podcasty type one. But anyways, yeah, yes, I'm a mental. Most Texans are, says John McNone. Well, thank you very much for your generosity and your mentalness. Thank you very much indeed. But anyway, let's do a little bit of an experiment, okay? So if I put in Star Citizen, okay, do you think this is going to be more resource hungry than Starfield? I mean, looking at Star Citizen, you'd say so, wouldn't you? But here we go. No. My machine is able to run Starfield on minimum and recommended. All right, I think that's a lie. because I've hit up Starfield a few times now. You can actually find my Starfield videos, and although that it's smooth in quite a lot of the places inside the Starfield, there's times like when I'm on the train, or when I first take off and I'm just taking off from the planet, or I'm going into one of the major cities and looking out one of the windows across a cityscape, the frames go a little bit choppy. They drop down to about 20 frames per second. Now, I've seen people playing Star Citizen on some really freaking badass PCs, and theirs do exactly the same thing. So perhaps Star Citizen is just very poorly optimized. I am hoping that Starfield, when it drops, I am really hoping that it picks up in frame rates as and when patches come out. And I'm hoping that my actual PC does a good enough job to at least play it on some of the lower end settings at 30 FPS. I'm hoping to be able to play it at sort of like at least Xbox Series S rating to see if I like it enough. And if I can't get it to run as nicely as Series X, then I might just take the plunge and buy a Series X. I've got a tiny room here, people. If you could see my room, it's 8 feet by 8 feet. It is freaking small. Considering I'm a 6 foot freaking giant, it's not great. It's a tiny room. If I wanted an Xbox, I need to put in a corner shelf. A corner shelf, people. I've got no desk space whatsoever. It's freaking insane in here, people. You mean Star Citizen? Stir Citizen? No, I mean Star. S-T-A-R, not S-T-E-R. I don't know what you're going on about there, Ed. No, but no, Star Citizen. Yep, cool, yeah. Fingers crossed there's some decent FSR when the game drops. It'd be cracking to the max. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Some sort of fidelity patch or something for upscaling and to make use of my NVIDIA graphics card or GeForce, whatever my freaking graphics card is. I'm not technical at all, people. I'm not, so yeah. Anyways, let's have a look at No Man's Sky. Not that No Man's Sky is that taxing on a machine anyway. But even No Man's Sky at times has got some pretty bad latency and frame drops every now and again when I'm playing on my PC. Just like any other PC player that I see playing No Man's Sky, they get the odd frame drops at times. It is a lot better on console, and I think that just seems to be the going experience. So when all the people that have told me just take the plunge, get an Xbox, they could be right. They could be right, people. So I might just have to find myself a cheap Xbox, but I really want to see whether I like the game enough to take that plunge and to do some DIY and to get... I don't like how the Xbox looks. Unless I can get some sort of skin wrap for it to make it look like it's all white and nice and looks a little bit like Starfield. That'd be, you know, like the joypad. If I could get a vinyl wrap that's like the Starfield joypad on Xbox, the Xbox joypad for Starfield is freaking beautiful. Has to be said. It looks freaking great. I love that joypad. Yeah, so you need a new house to be able to play Starfield. This is it, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of where, yeah, I need a new house. My house is too small for an Xbox Series X. They are freaking big. You know, they are big, let's face it. Apparently my GTX 1070 GB meets the recommended specs. I don't think it does. Does it? I don't think it does, RJ Tablet, but give it a go. If you've done it on this site and it says yes, then yes. I mean, I'm not an expert, so who freaking knows, mate? Fingers crossed there's some decent efforts. Yeah, I've read that one, the Cordio. Captain Steve, if you put an Xbox Series S on high performance, it will run 1080 at 120 frames per second. Not on Starfield, mate. It's locked to frickin' 30 frames per second, and also it actually goes up to a little bit higher than 1080. I think it goes to 12p or something. But Series X is supposed to do it at 4K, mate. 4K. But I don't think my capture card captures in 4K anyway, so, you know. But it would look nice. It'll be looking nice when I stream it from an Xbox Series X. There's tons of vinyl wraps for Xbox. Nice one. I'd have to have a little gander. Okay. I'm curious to see how it run on Steam Deck. I think that would melt, wouldn't it? Surely that's going to melt, but you never know. Then again, it does. Who knows? I brought a stand for my Xbox that has LEDs built in. Oh, Dutch. Oh, you've got one, have you, as well, Dutch? I know you got a PlayStation 5, because you was queuing outside freaking Argos when I was queuing outside of my Argos. Yeah, that was a fun day, wasn't it, where I got completely swindled. Heck yes. I did, but the Starfield controller... Oh, the Starfield controller's nice, isn't it? There's no performance mode for Starfield. It has a constant 60 frames per second, says Structure. Right. Are you on about on PC? Because I know that's not the same for console. If that's the case, my PC might struggle to give it the full 60 frames per second, and if there's no performance mode at launch, that might seriously melt my PC. But then again, it says minimum. It says minimum, doesn't it? So let's go back to old Starfield. Let's put Starfield back on the old screen, because you can see here that mine's doing okay, really. In every way, shape and form, it's met the minimum spec. It's met the minimum spec. So I'd like to hope that that's going to at least let me run it in the lowest graphical settings at the 30 frame rate. And I think that'll be good enough to deliver into the world. I can only but hope. I mean, if I hit recommended over here, chickaboom, the only place that it fails is on my video card. The video card is just one below. I mean, it says that the recommended is a 2070. Oh no, I have a 2070. They recommend the 2080. It's just one up. I think mine's about 90% there. So if I can play with my settings and push it right up past the minimum and as close to the recommended as I can get, I think I might just be able to squeeze out a fairly decent version of Starfield, people. That's what I'm hoping, okay? It's a hope and a wish and a prayer, but I'm hoping that I don't get any choppiness. Even like when I've been doing this streaming, and I'm not even streaming a game, you've seen me lose a couple of frames on my camera. Now, even when I move like this, I go freaking mental, bum, 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 throw up some shapes and stuff, yeah? Yeah, my camera is only 30 frames per second anyway. So, yeah, that's 30 frames a second for you. My other camera over there, Nexigo, does 60 frames per second, but it doesn't quite do the light as good as the other one, the Logi. Technology, it's fun. It's fun, it really is. Coolio. So anyway, did somebody answer my questions on if I buy it for PC, can I then play it over on Xbox? Let's have a little scrolly. You're getting your fields and your citizens confuddled. Am I? Sorry, people. You know what I mean. It's on the frickin' screen. But yes, I'm getting a little bit confuddled. Star Citizens will melt most systems. I can show you Star Citizen on my machine if you want. It takes a little while to load in, and I haven't played it for frickin' time. So let's let me see if I can bring it up for you, people. So desktop gaming. Let's just fire up Star Citizen. I'll show you what Star Citizen's like. It's probably going to come up with a load of dodgy stuff on the screen to say I haven't played it in like a year, because I haven't. Oh, there's a... Oh, fudging heck. Can I even remember my Lincoln username and password? Well, let's just chuck it over here while I give this a go. Well, it hasn't done the autofill stuff like it normally does. Oh dear. What the fudge was my password? A new version of the launcher is now and ready to install. Okay, this is going to take like forever, mate. All right, so I'm probably not going to be able to do that. I'll just close that down. I'll tell you what. No, I'm not going to launch it because I don't know what I'll get that all sorted offline, and I will bring you a video in the week of Star Citizen running on my PC as it is now, and we'll try and stream it live. We'll do a live Star Citizen, which will be as funny as, because I suck at it and I don't know the controls, and yeah, I've only played like 3 times. I got bored in it to the point where I was just crawling around on the floor naked, catting people. If you don't know what catting people is, it's where you go around and you crawl on the floor in your pants, and you just make meowing noises whenever you see other players, and it just freaks them out a bit. You just get their reactions. If they got their mics on, it can be quite funny. But yeah, did that in episode 3. If you want to see episode 3, go. Oh, RJ Tablet just became a member. I thought you was already a member. Oh yeah, already a member for 2 months. Heck yes. The Steam PC version won't be playable on Xbox. Thank you, Shiny. I was scrolling up and down. I couldn't see it for looking, mate. So thank you for doing that. Okay, all right, fine. The PC version won't be playable on Xbox. Cool. All right. So it could be 100 quid wasted. Then I've got to hold out and hope that I get this free CD key, because I'm thinking I'd rather put that 100 quid towards getting an Xbox Series X. At least I know the Xbox Series X is going to run it without a hitch. So I need to get an Xbox Series X, a shelf, another HDMI cable if it doesn't come with one. I might get that lovely PlayStation joypad. No, not PlayStation Joy, Xbox joypad. I like these shirts that are behind me. Look, I don't know if you can see them. Oh, they just disappeared. Got like wild cats on, but that one looks freaking majestic. Very cool. Anyway, people, so that's pretty much all I wanted to chime in and tell you that my laptop, I think, will play Starfield at the minimum spec, probably at 30 frames per second. There's an Xbox Series S type feeling, or close to the Xbox Series X type feeling, if I'm lucky. I might just chance it. Try playing it on my PC. If it isn't any good, then invest in an Xbox then on afterwards and get a shelf. But there we go, people. This website's a really good one, so thank you very much for that recommendation. It's awesome. So that website again is just called Can You Run It? Go on there, hit the little widget, install the little installer, and then it scans your machine and lets you know. You don't have to look at lists and work it out. It does it all for you. So there you go, people. Nice and easy. Jump back on over to me, and let's just see if there's anybody in the old... Nope, there's nobody inside of the old Discords over there. No one in the Discords. Cool, yeah. Well, anyway, people, I think I'm going to end off then. I'm going to go drink the rest of this blackcurrant, and yeah, I'll try and get Starfield in some sort of working thing over the week, and I'll do another little video on, not Starfield, Star Citizen. I am getting my stars freaking confused. There's also Spaceborne. Spaceborne was good fun, and yeah, my machine runs that fine without dropping hardly any frames. Anyway, salute to Mondo, people. Have a good one. Bye-bye.